Well, well, well. Will silver dominate gold? The gold to silver ratio has hit an important level. We'll take a look at that today. Of course, you'll get the usual gold, silver, platinum price analysis as well. Maybe even a chart request. Depends on the time we have and how much fun we have here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. This is your week daily live morning show all about precious metals. But of course, in the first 1 minute of the show, what we do is the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage and I grab my tasty beverage and we slurp them synchronously together. Here is the rule. Drink whatever you want. I'm not going to judge. Freedom of choice, so long as you're not hurting other people. And of course, you must slurp it audibly. That is the rule and it is the honor system. Okay, so everyone around the world that is watching, let's slurp our tasty beverages together. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my goodness. Use time codes below to go to the favorite part that you want to watch. If you're watching this on the replay, but look, watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here, including the shout outs in the first couple of minutes of the show. Pete Repeat, GMS. Hi, chat fam. Jason Ashworth. Morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. Mark, Florida, GMS. Silver Fox is back, GMS. Now, just so you know, if you're watching the show for the first time, GMS stands for Good Morning Stackers. It's everyone's little calling card in the morning. It's the first thing you say. Pretty normal and dull these days. Mr. Frank, how's your loca? Talking to each other. I love it. Good morning. Good morning, Toady Pearson. You are back. Chat Mum is in the house. GMS. Silver got to $51.10 Australian cents. So Australian dollars, 51.10. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. We'll take a look at the silver price, the gold price, etc. Frank, how's Florida? Great. What's up, legends? Great to see you. Yep, that one. Nah, not even going to guess what that is. You tell me what that is this time. Looking a little punchy in the light, but whatever. We'll deal with it. We are all good here in warm, sunny Queensland, Australia. I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. All together now. Morning, Jason. Synchronized slurp. Gotta love it, people. Slurping is an art. It's an art form. I agree. And I think, we all slurp a little bit differently, and that's okay. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, a little bit better. That's nice. Oh, Jason Ashworth got in quickly. So chart request, GB Group PLC, LONG. Okay, so LON on the GB, on the CBG, GBG, on the GBG. If we get time for a chart request, I will take a look at that. It was Persian. There you go. Well, goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, it is great to see so many of you here. Again, use the time codes below. And of course, as you know, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au and Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. You may, and very likely will, hear a little bit more about my brand partners sometime within the show. What I'm going to show you very quickly is I'm going to start sharing the screen. We're going to talk about the gold to silver ratio, and I just wanted to show my little chart that I posted. And where is it? Right here. I'm going to share the screen right now. Give me 1 minute. Here is the screen. This is the gold and silver Australia, Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum. The Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum. The real Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum. Okay, so if you want to be part of the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum, look for the one with this logo. Look for the one that currently has about 8.3 thousand members. Okay, and look for the ones that have the admins, Sandeep Sharma, and a few others. So there's a couple of copycats and they're trying to be copycats, and some of them are scammers as well. So you just got to be really careful. But anyway, I post here every single morning before I do the show. GMS, gold to silver ratio breaking down through a key area. If it remains below, then this sets up, for me, silver's longer term dominance. Okay. Let's take a quick look, and I'll show you it on the regular live chart as well. Gold to silver ratio, as this is going up, gold is outperforming silver. As it's going down, silver is outperforming gold. Below here confirms long-term silver dominance, and we just recently broke it. But we have to pass this through a little bit. We've got to talk about it because it's looking a little overstretched. Okay, currently looking overstretched, so expecting the GSR, gold to silver ratio, to rise and test resistance. We'll look at what that resistance might be, but a successful rejection and second break of this area, purple area, would solidify everything for me. And I am remaining with that. So let's take a look at the actual live chart right here. I'll pop in my indicators. You're looking at the gold to silver ratio on the weekly time frame. Again, that going up, gold outperforming silver. As it goes down, silver outperforming gold. Let's just go back for a little bit. This is the yearly time frame. Maybe I'll take you, back to the 3 monthly. Okay, so this doesn't go back a long time. It only goes back to 1998. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze live on. Oh, yeah, boy. Sneezing live on camera. This is how you know it's live. So, back to 1998. I don't have a larger historical chart, just a live one to look at. But what you can see very clearly, gold to silver ratio has been in a trading range for quite some time. The old trading range was between about 50 to 70, and the newer-ish trading range was about 70 to 90 right there, plus with the outliers. Okay, I'm about to sneeze again. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. With the outlying area, so normal trading range, this is more of the newer normal trading range, and then you've got your outliers, okay? That's when we hit 1 to 32 in the peak of the silver market in 2011. This is not long after COVID, where we hit 1 to 125, right? For every 1 ounce of gold, you could get roughly 125 ounces of silver, okay? As this goes down, it is better to be in silver than in gold. You can see it's been in a long-term downtrend, except for this level here, where we've been consolidating for a while. We got all the way down to about 67, and then we've been skirting between 67 and 95, roughly. Okay, let's go back to the monthly, and I will show you. And I have been talking about for quite some time. I'll have to show you on the weekly. Okay. Below here confirms long-term silver dominance. I've been talking about this uptrend line, so I'm going to take you to the daily, people. There we go. That's much better. This was the neutral zone right here. For all my new subscribers, this was the neutral zone. It is the neutral zone. When it's in here, it's just consolidating, and it's a sideways thing, and no metal is really signaling its dominance over the other one. Okay? Neutral zone right here, a Star Trek reference, one of my favorite series. Almost all of them, not the new ones. And if you get above this line right here, then gold looks like it's going to take center stage. But look, one test failed. Second test failed. Double top. Bloop, 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 bloop. Down she goes. Then this area right here, I'll get rid of this for a second. This is your major uptrend line, which I said would need to be broken and stay below it for a decent period of time. That's been broken. And also this right here, this purple box. And the bottom end of this purple box is at 80.5 on the gold to silver ratio. That matches up with this resistance level right here. Okay, I said, and I have been saying, when it starts closing days, preferably weeks, below here, it's looking very, very good. And it confirms silver's long-term dominance. For me personally, you may be different, but it confirms it for me in the long-term time frame. And then we're talking the lower, excuse me. That's just wonderful, isn't it? Wow. Excuse me. It confirms its longer-term dominance over gold, and then we'll talk about the lower levels. So we've just broken it, okay? Silver's cracked up. It hit $34 in USD. Gold did go up too, but didn't go up as much, so that's why you're seeing the gold to silver ratio drop. Look at that, and we're right below it. Great to see. Now, here's what we need to look at. We've had a first test. Will this test hold? I'm not sure if this first test will hold and that we remain below it. I'm actually pretty confident that in the next couple of days, probably before the end of this week, we will have a rise in the gold to silver ratio and we'll test a certain resistance level. Why am I confident with that? Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame, and we'll take a look at the relative strength index. You know, it's one of my favorite indicators. It has gone into extremely undervalued for gold on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so have a look at this. You go through, this is an oscillator, you go through periods of extremely overvalued and extremely undervalued on the smaller time frames and the larger time frames. On the 4 hour, extremely undervalued for gold on the 4 hour. You can also see here, it's kind of looks like it's forming-ish, a little bit of a rounded bottom here. So I could be completely wrong. It might continue to tank from here. That's possible. But on balance of probability, I would say more than a 50% chance. Let's call it 70% chance at this stage. We've seen a test. I think we're going to break back through, and I would look at for the resistance level that you really wouldn't want to preferably not creep back above, and I'm going to pop it right here at, let's call it 82 even. About there. Makes sense? Good. About there. No higher than here, please. All right. There you go. So I think we'll have a rise in the gold to silver ratio, preferably no higher than there. If I could say even higher than that, well, no higher than this. Don't break. Definitely don't break here. Don't break here, and that's at 83.5. Okay, I don't think we'll get all the way up to there. Watch out for this 82-ish kind of area. Does that coincide with anything else? Yay, what do you know? Gee, it does, right about there, level of support. So that's why they're about that 82 level. Just watch that. So I think in the next few days, we'll probably see gold outperform silver. Watch out for around about there. Please no higher than there. And then what we want to see is the following. Maybe this kind of thing. That. And then you break here again. Game on for silver or something maybe like this. I really want to see anything higher than that, and then that would be lovely. Shunk, shunk, shunk. That would be just wonderful. Okay, that would be, if that plays out, you're talking about a month's worth, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. So, actually, it's even less than that, maybe 3 weeks, something like that, for that to play out. But I am expecting gold to outperform silver maybe in the next few days at least. And hey, if it doesn't, if we bounce here, and that's even better. Hey, if we find resistance right here at that 80.5 level, and then we just start tanking, oh man, real game on. But it just looks a little overextended here, quite undervalued for gold on the 4 hour time frame. If I take a look on the daily though, and this is the thing, on the daily, you've got a lot of room to move down. Let me get rid of those for a second, just so you can see all that. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You've got a lot of room to move down further. Okay, so that's why I think it's got longer term, way more room to move down. On the weekly time frame, way more room to move down. Okay, and also on the monthly, even more room to move down. Okay, so far so good. If I look on the monthly time frame, yeah, if we close, what have we got? Another 9 days, roughly, or 7 days, 9 days. If we close the month below 80.5, looking really, really good. And then that sets up the next levels, and the next levels for my long-term subscribers, my silver's final trapdoor at 70 right there. Okay, and I think you'll find some support there and maybe bounce off, and then, maybe have a retest. And then the next big one is at 50, the 1 to 50 level, whereas I would be considering swapping a bunch of my silver for gold at that point. Could go absolutely lower, but just bear in mind, that's getting down to the bottom end of the normal range, the old normal range. Again, I think this is the newer normal range. If we go back into this old normal range and we get to the bottom of it, that's a pretty good signal, okay, that, silver's starting to get overvalued. Okay, it could certainly have one of these huge moves on a blow off top on silver, where silver has its 1-2 months of just screaming prices versus gold. Yeah, you can have these spikes, but just you might want to consider around this area. Not financial advice, but maybe swapping a little bit of your silver for gold at that point. But hey, you may just want to keep your silver because you think that silver will be the next dominant part of the monetary currency, and you might want to keep your silver because you think you might be able to use it as collateral again for loans, to buy really cheap real estate or really cheap stocks, which is probably where we will be at that stage. Okay, when silver goes really, really high and gold go really, really high, that's probably going to be a time where stocks will look incredibly undervalued in relation to precious metals. We've been talking about the capital rotation events, okay? That's starting to happen right now. There will come a point, and you cannot be married to your physical bags, right? There will come a point where precious metals are highly overvalued in relation to stocks. And as we know with stocks, they tend to go up over long periods of time, and they have these big sort of 50% crashes every now and then. That is the time when you would want to consider taking advantage of those and get into companies, get into just your indexes, your S&P 500, your ASX 200 if you're here in Australia, which is the Australian version of the S&P, or specific companies if you've done your due diligence. There is only one that I will really consider, as I've told you, that's Tesla stock, but we can talk about that at another time. So anyway, I just gave you a quick economic lesson. So looking good so far for the gold to silver ratio. Just need to see it hold below that 80.5, expecting a move back up. Let's crack back down, and man, that is looking really good for silver holders. Cool, good. That's the gold to silver ratio today. I've started with that. I personally do believe that silver will dominate gold. Okay, I feel that is to be right, but I have to use the message of the market and what it's saying. So it's great to see that we've had that test. Fantastic. We just need to confirm it. Okay, we haven't closed below convincingly just yet. It's looking good, but not just yet. But looking really, really good for the gold to silver ratio for silver's dominance against gold. Comments, and then we'll get into the usual gold silver ratio, gold silver platinum analysis. Let's see. Jason Ashworth says fractional silver may become very popular. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't own any fractional silver, let me give you a non-financial advice to people. If you don't own a little bit of fractional silver, let me start that again, because this could be a YouTube clip. If you don't own a little bit of fractional silver, I would highly recommend that you re-look that, okay? When the price of silver goes absolutely through the roof, it could go to, triple digits at least, okay? You got to use human psychology. Let's say it goes to, as an example, and I'm not saying it's going here, $300 an ounce, okay? That's going to become the time where people, just everyday people who are just looking at silver then go, one bullion silver coin is like 300 and something bucks with, premium and all that too. That's really expensive. And psychologically, they go, well, I've got $30. I could buy a 1/10 ounce round of silver. So that's why having fractional now might be a good idea. If when the time comes when every man and his dog is looking to buy silver and it's at a really, really high price, you're thinking about getting out, you have to make sure that you have sizes that cater to all people's budgets. So having fractional silver is a good idea. Now, when silver is around these prices, we go, I don't need fractional silver because it's like $30 an ounce. Yeah, well, okay, now it's 34 and soon it'll be 50. And then later on down the track, it'll be 100. And then it'll be wherever we think it might go. So is it better to buy it now? Or is it better to wait until later when you're competing with everyone else to possibly get fractional silver? So I highly recommend you will pay higher premiums for fractional silver, potentially, if you're buying, bullion 1/10 ounce rounds from a bullion dealer, etc. But that's the con, higher premiums. But the pro later on is that you have more selling opportunities to cater for, as I said, for everyone's budget. So take a look at fractional silver if you haven't already. Another way you can get fractional silver, at least here in Australia, is you can look at 1966 50-cent rounds. They're 1/3 of an ounce of silver in each, give or take a little bit more. So that's another way to do it. You could also look at junk silver, of course. If you're in the States, you can look at junk silver, mercury dimes, silver dollars and all that whatever it was, the Kennedy stuff as well, all the junk silver that has an amount of silver in it, but the mercury dimes are great, very popular. And also here in Australia, you've got post 1946 and pre 1946 silver as well. So up until between 1946 and 1965, It's got 50% silver pre-1946 coinage, just the coinage in your pocket, the threepence, the halfpennies, all that stuff, the crowns. They had 90 sterling silver, so 90% silver it was, I believe. So that is your quick little lesson on fractional silver. Get some if you can. It's worth it for that little extra play down the track. Good? Good. You got it from Ainslie. Oh, there you go. Whatever that was, I don't know. Let's go read through some more comments. Lance says, I'll continue to buy for a bit. I feel more physical owned, the better. How many will scramble for it soon? That's the question. I reckon 6% days might happen more than we think in the future. Oh, yeah. So here's another top signal, and you have to think about the velocity of pricing. When something's going up 5-6% every day, it's looking good, right? Looking really good. You multiply that by a number of days, that's great. Starting the top signals, the manias, will be when you see in silver 20% days. Okay? Again, if we're talking crypto and stuff like that, a 20% day in crypto is nothing, right? We go, it went up 20% today. 20% in silver, you see that go up 20% in a day, and multiple days of 20% or more percent, you got to start thinking, what's going on here? Okay? You might start to feel euphoric, and you've got to watch your own feelings as well. And, watch it against other ratios, particularly against the gold and silver against the S&P 500. Look at those and hey, subscribe to me, because I will be continuing to chart these things and go, hey, because I do this show every single weekday, so hit the big red subscribe button and I'll go, guys, I think we're looking a little peaky here, I think we're now looking highly overvalued for silver against the stock market ratio, okay? Use me as your non-financial guide. Use me as one of your sounding boards. And as I say, as many people say, as Chris Dwayne says, listen to all and follow none, but listen to me too. Hopefully a pullback soon, then may get some. I wouldn't necessarily wait for pullbacks, dollar cost averaging is the best way to do it. I haven't bought or sold the past month, knackers. Frank, I had a friend ask, how is silver priced in the USD? I had a friend ask, how is silver priced? If the USD is not the reserve currency. My answer was the gold to silver ratio. There you go. A few more comments on the gold to silver ratio. Tony Pearson says 48 Australian dollars will become the new floor, in my opinion. Interesting. Let's see. Each for their own. Tesla is dead, in your opinion. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, absolutely could be, Frank. You could be completely right. I don't believe that to be the case. I believe Tesla is just having a bit of a downward movement at the moment. It went up to a certain resistance line. It's going down. Tesla robots, the Optimus stuff, SpaceX, which is like, Tesla, it's kind of like a proxy. Like Tesla's like a proxy for Elon Musk in general. I'm very pro Elon Musk. I'm not a fanboy, but very pro. And of course, self-driving cars, and I think it's doing well. But yeah, you could be completely right. But for me, there'll become a point where silver versus the Tesla stock, that ratio will look very juicy to me, okay? Silver versus the stock market and silver versus Tesla will look very juicy. So I may not be able to help myself. Good base for the stack. What I see is the 1 kilo isn't as liquid as smaller options on the FB groups. Yep, and that's at current prices. Sorry, Vang, for adjusting this lighting all the time. It's a bit annoying. I need to get a proper studio with just lighting that I can control. What I see is the 1 kilo isn't as liquid as smaller options on the FB groups. Yes, and that's at current prices. So what happens when silver is in triple digits? And what's a kilo of silver then, right? It's a lot of money. That's, so silver's at $100 US. So that's going to be, at least before premium, $3,200 US per kilo of silver. That's just to get silver at triple digits. And we're nearly halfway there now. Triple digit silver, no problem. Easy done, okay? So fractionals, 10-ounce bars are getting more popular, okay? 10 ounce is a great little sweet spot. But, you want to have your kilo bars for your core stack, and you can sell them for spot later on down the track. You can sell them for spot at Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. But yeah, get some fractionals. Get some fractionals, people. Tony Pearson says, I have a lot of 1/10 ounce AG. I have a bunch too. 92 point sterling. Duh, thank you. It was 92.5. It's sterling silver pre-1960, pre-46 stuff. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart. Lance says SS1 did 23% yesterday. It did. The mining stock. It did. I saw that and I went, and you know what? I didn't get into it either. I had my levels, but I was just watching too many things. It's doing really well, actually. We'll take a relook. Probably not today. We'll take a relook, though, at SS1. 24 carats. Great to see you on the channel. I don't think I've seen you before, unless you're the one that changes their name all the time. 24 carats. Great to see you. What is your opinion on sugar price? This usually follows silver. Give me 1 second. Let's have a look. All right. Give me a sec, people. What am I looking for? Okay. Sugar. All right. Sugar number. I don't know which one I'm going to be looking at. Sugar cash contract, sugar SFT, sugar raw cash. I don't know which one I'm looking at here. We're going to look at the first one, which is sugar. You can't see the thing here, so give me a second. Now I will share the screen just quickly. I'm going to look at sugar. I don't know if this is the right one. This is sugar number 11 CFD. I don't know if this is the right thing. Tends to follow silver. Look, I can't say. I'd have to look into it, so I don't know the answer to that. If it does, that's interesting, and thanks for sharing that. Yes, but just unsure. Okay, people. Let's take a look at the gold and silver and platinum live prices right now. Do a quick bit of live analysis. You're taking a look at silver here on the weekly time frame, priced in USD through $33.80 US cents. So we've had that beautiful week last week where we cracked right through that 32.50 resistance. Now, we've been speaking recently about a couple of articles from a gentleman named Jesse Colombo, and I want to just quickly go back on those very quickly. Won't do a whole thing about Jesse. Go follow his Substack, doing some great work. We're very aligned on our stuff, okay? But he did talk about in his last article, and we want to show you these right now. Here's an update to his last article. At least they're pictures, okay? He was talking about there's 3 conditions that he feels, and I agree with all of them once I saw the evidence. What he wanted to see, the first one, this was the 3 signs that silver will, go through absolutely through the roof at some point. Okay, he needed to see 3 things happen. 1, he needed to see $32.50 form a break. Okay, I agreed with that, obviously, because it's just a technical thing. So we just saw that. So this is an updated picture. We saw that smash through. Okay, so sign number 1, tick. For him, sign number 2 was silver in euros breaking through the 30 euro resistance level. Now it's former resistance. It's now going to probably become support. Tick, breakout, done. The last one is what he calls a synthetic silver, and it's an averaging of the gold and copper prices together. With a little bit of multiplication. So this price here, this is an average of the gold and copper prices together, and he believes it actually matches very closely the silver price action, okay? And it needs for him to get above this, at least into this area here, the 2560, 2640 resistance zone. Again, this is a synthetic silver. It's a combination of gold and copper together, the averaging prices, and that has yet to do it. But that's 2 out of 3 signs for him. So I just wanted to update you on that because we did talk about that last week. So great to see it over 30 euro. Great to see it over $32.50. So we're at the $32.80 mark right here. We did go all the way. We spiked up to over $34, $34.20 US cents. Let's take a look at a few of the time frames here. We'll go to here we go. We'll go to the lower one. So we'll talk about the 4-hour time frame. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, we're already in extremely overvalued area. Okay, doesn't mean we can't continue to pump from here, but we're just already in extremely overvalued on the 4-hour. Okay, As you go down in the time frame, we're way past that. We went into extremely overvalued, and now we're back into the normal area. There's nothing to say that, you could find some support here and then have another crack at the extremely overvalued on the 1 hour. That's why this could pump higher, for sure. But I just want to show you on the 4 hour, already an extremely overvalued. However, on the daily time frame, haven't even cracked into it yet. So that's good news. There is room, much more room to go. On the weekly time frame, not even there. Not even peeking its head through. Okay, we're getting close, but not even there. And on the monthly, now this is interesting actually. Take a look at the monthly and the weekly. The weekly, we're not there, and the monthly, we're actually just skirting it. Okay, but you can spend, as I said, a lot of time and extremely overvalued. Particularly on the monthly time, it could take, because the monthly time frame, it can take months. So you can easily pump much higher. I do say, and I will stick with it now, and I could be completely wrong, $37 to $40 for 2024 could be the top. Man, at this pace though, if we don't see a bit of a consolidation from here, a bit of a retrace, oh man, we really could make a play for the all-time high this year. I'm going to stay conservative and say that $37 to $40 level. I do think this Fibonacci level would be an area of resistance, but look on the monthly, hey, maybe it's just a blip and it sails right through. But yeah, I'll stay with it for now. 37 to 40 could blast right through it because, again, you can have multiple months going up into here, and eventually it will tick over. Where it ticks over at remains to be seen. Okay, but 37 to 40 for now. It's looking pretty good for 50, but I'll keep it at that. On the daily time frame, it is just looking a little overextended on that 4 hour time frame that I said. So don't be surprised. Major resistance level, right? 32.50. Took a while to break over. It had a couple of spikes, but didn't close above it. We've closed the day above it. That is incredibly positive for the silver price. It's looking great guns. But hey, this happens very regularly. You have a spike, makes a breakout move, finds a price to settle at, and then comes back and retests. And that's what you would actually really want to see for a healthy price action. Let's have a retest now. That's great. So let's go back to 32.50. That could be an area for some of you where you decide, we're back to that breakout level and we found that as support. Now that's the time for me to load up an extra amount. I recommend dollar cost averaging. Better way to do it, but as one of you said in there, I'm looking for lower prices. That could be your lower price, around about 32.50. So watch that. That would be lovely to see, wouldn't it? And you don't want to see it crack below 32.50. And I will remain. I don't know why I got rid of that. That's my final hurdle. Final hurdle 31. Don't know why that disappeared, but it's right there. Go away. $31. I don't want to see that crack below 31. Preferably not. And still the line in the sand is at $29.80. Even if we cracked below 32.50 and we found support at 31, that's still okay. Not a problem. Wouldn't be surprising. That would actually coincide roughly with this uptrend line right here. So that's really not that surprising. Okay. To give me a little bit of a heart palpitation, but that's okay from here. But you crack below 29.80, yeah, no, not good. And then you would be seeing at least the top end of the best buy zone at 28. If you're getting back to 28, you're probably getting to 26. And if you're getting to 26, well, I don't want to even think of that at this stage, okay? We're looking great for silver, but just watch that. I'd say the 29.80 is that big line in the sand still, okay? Yeah, that's silver. It's looking really good at the moment. Just be aware that on the 4 hour, looking a little peaky. Don't be surprised if we come down to here soonish, okay? That is silver. Let's go back to gold. Let's go to gold. Sorry, because we did the gold-silver ratio. We've just done silver. Here is gold. I'll take it to the daily. Daily time frame, USD, 2,720 US dollars. We've had a new all-time high yesterday at 2,740 US dollars. Congratulations to everyone if you've been in for a very long time. New all-time highs again. This is probably going to be an occurrence very regularly for a good period of time. So, hey, it's good to be in it. Just be aware, this was a daily close in a red candle. So we closed lower. Okay, red candle Doesn't always mean you go down from here, but just watch out for it. On the 4-hour time frame, we've already gone into extremely overvalued, and gee, what do you know? Do you remember I talked about this resistance level here? And I said on the relative strength index, I said, and I'll show you on the daily time frame. No, it's not the daily. It was I think it was the 4-hourly. Yes, I did say we were in extremely overvalued. And I said you could crack back up a little bit higher, and I put in this resistance level right there. And gee, what do you know? We found resistance right there on the 4-hour. Okay, so we're back into the normal range. I would say more likely than not that we see possibly some lower prices from here. I don't know how much lower. Watch out for 20. Yeah, watch out for here. Watch out for that at 26.85. And I will say that quite exactly. Watch out for 26.85 right there. Doesn't mean we go down there, okay? But watch out, 26.85 right there. We've gone into extremely overvalued on the 4-hour. A little bit of time spent further down. Yeah, I'm not saying it's definitely heading there, but that's the area you do not want to cross, preferably. Daily time frame. We've been in extremely overvalued. Back down. Looks like we're heading back up there. Interesting. And on the weekly time frame, though, we are in extremely overvalued still, okay? And on the monthly time frame, we are already in extremely overvalued as well. So, as I've been saying, once we cleared the mother of all trend lines, which is this one right here, once we hit it, I've been saying we're just looking peaky. Doesn't mean we've peaked, but we're looking peaky, okay? It can certainly peak to that $28.75, $3,000 level first before we see a retrace, of which we always will. Nothing goes up forever. You will see it. Where it happens from, it can be any time from now. That's why I'm saying it's looking peaky, okay? But if you're dollar cost averaging, you don't really care, man. You just buy when it's high, you buy when it's lower, and you've averaged cost in. Best way to do it. Over the longer term, though, we're talking 8 to 10,000 US dollars, 10,000 plus US dollars in the next, 10 years at least. So we're looking good for gold. Cool. That's gold. Yeah, just watch out for that support level. And the line in the sand is the mother of all trend lines. Don't break back down below the mother of all trend lines. You break back below here, then we'll start talking lower prices. I won't do that for now because we're not there. Cool. So we're in rah, 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 gold, rah, 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 silver, bull mode at the moment. We're in a bull market for gold and silver. We are not in a bull era for gold and silver just yet, because we need that capital rotation event to happen, as I've spoken about for a long time, and as the wonderful people that I follow as well, North Star charts, those guys, and all that, talking about that capital rotation thing. So just be aware of that. Cool, good. That is gold, silver. Let's do platinum. Yeah, okay, platinum in USD, 1,006 US dollars. Here is the good and here's the great thing. We talked about the head and shoulders pattern. Now, here's the excellent positive thing. We talked about the head and shoulders pattern that was happening like this. And I said, if we crack above right here, 1,005, and particularly if we crack and hold above this downtrend line going from February 2001 at around about your $1,010, $1,015 level, it's looking very positive for platinum. Okay, we did see that. We saw a close above it. So now the good news, that head and shoulders pattern completely invalidated. That doesn't happen now. You don't see the shoulder, no shit, Sherlock. You don't see the shoulder go above the head. Okay, so the right shoulder went above the head. That's not a head and shoulders pattern anymore. Invalidated. We are not going to, well, as far as we're aware, based on this pattern, we're not going to see this old dip all the way back down here. Anything can happen, but it's invalidated. Because it's invalidated, I'm more likely to think then we continue to pump up from here. So I'm looking positive for platinum. The only thing technically is that we had this spike up to 1,025, but yesterday a quick move all the way back down to Gee, what do you know? The February 2021 trend line, the trend line that goes back to February 2021. Okay. And to just today, we're back above, but we haven't closed above it yet. So we've got the day to do it. I want to see this close convincingly above the February 2021 trend line, please. That would be lovely. And then that would set it up for the higher moves. We're just at resistance right here. We need to look on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, heading down. But because this is an invalidated head and shoulders pattern, I'm more positive to say we might just find support somewhere here. And then this is a failed breakdown. So it's a fake out, and then we head back up again. I'm going to remain positive for that because of this invalidated head and shoulders pattern. I'll do some quick blue sky thinking for you. I'll do this on the weekly time frame. Okay, looking good. When we're in this area here, I'm excited. So let's just talk about the quick higher prices. My final hurdle, $1,115 close any month above there. Go, 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 bull time for platinum. We're not there yet, but I just want to take a quick look at the larger picture for platinum. Where are my higher prices? I'm going to talk about this just now. Okay, doesn't mean we're going there, but I'm just going to talk about it. Let me get rid of, no, I have to keep that. My next major level is right here at $1,340. My next major levels right here, $1,525. Next one, $1,700, and another large one at $1,900. But those are the kind of the major next levels. Major next levels is that $1,340. Okay, that's the big next one, right? If we crack 1,115, we're going to $1,340 bare minimum. Okay, we're not there yet, but I just want to show these higher prices because we're getting cautiously excited for platinum because of that invalidated head and shoulders pattern. As you know, platinum is my fickle mistress, like Lucy in the football. It has and may continue to pull the football away from me and set me up for massive failure. Okay, it does it to me every single time. Yet I keep coming back, just like Charlie Brown. I will not be buying any more platinum until we crack 1,150, my final hurdle, or if we get into the best buy zone, anywhere between $900 to $700. Looking okay for cautiously excited for platinum. Get it? Got it? Good. Done the gold to silver ratio and all that. And yeah, that's all you need to know. So that's the live price analysis. And of course, if you don't buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, I don't know why you don't, okay? They have to be part of your rotation of bullion dealers. Why? Because they've got some of the best prices. They are consistently in the top 3 bullion dealers for pricing of everyday normal stuff for maples and this and that and the other. There's a wonderful bullion channel, I've forgotten the name of it, but they do a weekly price comparison. It's a small channel, it's about the same amount of mine. Same amount of followers, maybe a little bit less, and he does a comparison every Saturday. Looks at the best pricing for regular stuff, 10-ounce bars or 1-ounce coins or whatever. And Perth Bullion Exchange are consistently in the top 3. Sometimes they're the number 1, so they're the best price that week, or number 2. But they're getting their name mentioned a lot, so their premiums are very, very good. They have a great range. Plus, they're the only bullion dealer in Australia to give you free shipping when you buy in bulk. No other bullion dealer has ever dared, may never ever dare. You never know. Perth Bullion Exchange could be the only one, which will only solidify them as probably one of the best bullion dealers in Australia. I think other bullion dealers will step up to the plate eventually if they can work it, from a financial perspective. But Perth Bullion Exchange went, no, we're going to be the Mavericks. We're giving you free shipping. You buy over a certain amount. Buy over 20 items. That's all it needs. That's all you need. And it doesn't have to be 20 of the same item. You could buy 5 1/10-ounce silver rounds and a couple of silver ounces. You could buy a gram of gold. As long as the total in your shopping cart of the order is 20 items or more, whatever those items are, instant free shipping Australia-wide. Come on. And their special of the week is, because they did run a special every single week, their special of the week is Geiger 10-ounce silver bars. Okay, weekly special. It goes for the whole week, not this 24-hour only thing that other bullion dealers do. But they offer a special all week, $5 off the Geiger bar. Again, you buy a certain amount of these, you'll get free shipping. But hey, buy one, add it to your shopping cart, and then buy a bunch of other smaller things. Get it to 20 or more items in your order, free shipping. Or hey, if you just want a dollar cost average, you can do 3 months free storage with Perth Bullion Exchange as well. It's just such a great dealership, and that's why I'm happy for them to be my first brand partner. My second brand partner is Wealthstack, wealthstack.com, still in maintenance mode, still working out some updates and stuff. So, but head over to wealthstack.com. Why? An unallocated gold program where you're buying gold for spot plus 1%, no matter whether you're buying $1 million or $10 worth of gold. Okay, and this is great. It could be great for you to spread your risk in your don't hold it, don't own it thing, right? The form of which you're holding it. Unallocated programs are very popular in the bullion industry and very popular with stackers. Some people are only like, I gotta hold it in my hands. Some people are happy to have unallocated as well. I certainly am. I've had unallocated with other programs as well. Wealthstack is doing it a really good way. Number one, it's a phone app. They've got a desktop version, but it's a phone app. Download it for Android or iPhone. And you start buying, saving, and investing and transacting in physical gold, okay, with a Wealthstack account. What's coming down the track? A debit card is coming. Tap your card and pay for stuff with gold, okay? What is also coming? You'll be able to buy silver. You'll be able to buy platinum. And there's a whole other bunch of features that they're adding. They're in maintenance mode at the moment, but you can sign up for an account, etc. And at least, if you don't do anything else, go to wealthstack.com, go to the bottom of the page, go down here to the bottom left, click on the frequently asked questions page and read their frequently asked questions. And then if nothing else, if you want to go that little bit further, go to the About section, go down to here and check out the app, of course, right? Download it for the App Store and Google Play. Have a play around with it. Have a look at it. It's a great, great program. And also, if you want, you can go to my channel and watch an interview that I did with David Ski, the CEO of Wealthstack, an Australian-based company, fully Aussie-based, fully Aussie-regulated, all that good stuff on the up and up, and a great interview with David Ski as well, going through those frequently asked questions too. So you got to check them out. And if it's not for you, send it to your normie friends who think you're the crazy stacker dude collector, and just get them into it, because maybe they don't want to collect this crazy stuff that we do. Give it to them. It's a much more easier avenue to get them into precious metals, okay, with a phone app. Much easier, okay? And then you can try and convince them later on down the track to get the physical in their hands too. So that is my two brand partners. Comments, and then maybe a quick chart request. Thank you for doing platinum, says Gaza. My pleasure. Don't forget to like the vid, says CT. CT is watching the channel. Great to see you. And yes, hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family, and hit the like button. It helps me with the algorithm. Daz Stone, great to see you again. Daz, haven't seen you for a bit on the channel. Frank asks, does anyone trade shares in their superannuation? I don't, but I might. Later on down the track, I might. I think that is probably it. We did have a chart request. I'm not sure if I don't have time for a chart request today, I don't think, because I do have other things to do, and you guys have got to go. What tends to happen at around about the 1 hour mark, people start to get a little bit, about the 1 hour, people are like, I've got other things to do. So I usually keep it to about an hour. So I think I'm probably going to keep it at there. So Jason, I probably won't get in your chart request today. Ask me again tomorrow, because the chart request thing will take probably at least a good 20 minutes, because I like to do a first look and all that kind of stuff, okay? And I've got things to do, and so do you. People, let's get your final questions or comments in. I think that might be, yeah, that's looking good. And I think I just had a record number of people watching the live show in one go. This is fantastic. What's coming up? Tomorrow, you'll get another week daily live show with me, Joe Main, here at Good Morning Stackers. And there are some interviews coming. I've got to get Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange to come back on the show. We've got to talk about their new unallocated gold program. We'll get someone from Wealthstack to come back on as well, talk about that eventually. Tomorrow, you'll get some subscriber show and tell. Someone sent me an email of their entire stack. And they're very happy for me to show it. So that's going to come tomorrow. Remind me about that if I don't mention it in the first 1 minute of the show. And also, we'll do the chart requests tomorrow. Please remind me about that. But you never know what might happen in the next 24 hours. Gold, silver could go up or down majorly. There might be some big piece of news. So I'm always checking the news sources in the morning. So I might have a brand new topic for you. Who knew? Who knows? It's in the future. But we're in the present right now. And what we're going to do, we're going to sign off with another synchronized slurp. And of course, we dance it out, people, because why wouldn't you dance it out in the morning? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been...
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stack.
It's podcast time.
Oh yeah. Grab
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
and let's do the
Synchronized slurp. Now
3,
we're on the move.
2, 1. Slurp it, people.
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Oh man, that is good today. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Stay informed. Keep stacking. And see you tomorrow.